Okay, hey guys, back out here at the stump. Got the boys in the backyard. We got their new swing clubhouse rock wall tube. We're just having a good old time out here. So we got a lot of stuff going on. But what I have is a new knife from a new company called Forseti Steel. Now, this is a company that contacted me and asked if I'd be interested in looking at something. We've worked with the mother company before, and they sent us a really cool backpack to look at, 3V Gear. This company is headquartered in Utah. They do source their stuff, some of their stuff from overseas, and we'll talk more about the knife in here. Now this knife was, well, we'll talk more about it as we go. They specialize in Damascus steel, and they've got a pretty big catalog online. So I'm going to give you a link to the company in the video description. Now, before I said I would even look at this thing, I had a little back and forth chat with a representative. I did a little looking into the company too. So, Forseti knives, they are handmade. Now, this is the part where some of you are going to be like, bleh, but you gotta give me a second because I did do some looking into it. They're handmade in Pakistan. Damascus steel, handmade in Pakistan. Some of you might be instantly turned off at the name Pakistan, but at the same time, I want you to think about the region where Damascus steel and Wootz steel comes from, and that's where it is. So while you might instantly poo-poo the idea because it's handmade in Pakistan, that's where Damascus comes from. It's named after Damascus, Syria. I have a whole video on the history of Damascus steel and handmade Damascus steel and all that stuff. I'll put an end screen at the end of the video where you can click on it and see it. So for it to be handmade in Damascus actually makes a lot of sense. It does. And I also kind of talked to somebody about all sorts of stuff about their quality control or whatever. This isn't the original knife I wanted to look at. They didn't have the original knife I wanted because they sent a batch back because it didn't meet their quality control. They said it wasn't good enough. So I'm going to get to look at the actual knife I want to take a look at when they get a new batch in. But they're serious about getting good products. So in the box, we've got a thank you card, lifetime warranty, by the way. So if you have any doubts of the quality, lifetime warranty, right? They are all made in, again, small batches. They've got some cleaning and storage instructions. Storage is very important for real, actual handmade Damascus steel. And how often do you get a telephone number where you can call and say, hey, I have a problem here? You get a sticker. Now this one, oh man, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of this knife right off the bat. But this is one of their, kind of more popular, smaller things. Now the prices of these knives are a little high because they are handmade. And when you look at them, you can see kind of the hallmarks of a handmade knife. It is, number one, you can see that you've got your Damascus pattern all over. It doesn't just have a couple lines like the production Damascus, it just has the striations. I think I read something about 275 layers of steel. I believe, and if I'm wrong, I will correct it in text, but 1095 and 15N20 is the steel type. Got some of the packing fluff in here. So this is a small little guy, obviously. And I'm not into small knives, but they had this available. They said this is popular. We'd love to just send you the sample, and then when the one I wanted to look at is actually an 8-inch chef knife, which I love to look at, and that kind of blade is thin and large, so it really gives you a chance to look at the Damascus pattern and to see the quality, to see if there's been inclusions that they just tried to buff out and stuff. But we're gonna take a look at that one as soon as it comes in, and they have a whole lot of other ones there too, but it is a little guy, but it's openable with one hand. Look at that. You can even see that inside the little hole there, you've got, I can see pattern out throughout there too. You can feel the pattern on your hand. Not so rough that it feels like a fake printed pattern, but you can feel it there. And it is like a really gorgeous Damascus pattern. So obviously you've got the Damascus bolsters, and I know online they said what kind of wood the handle is. I'll have to put it on there. Now this is, I'm going to be totally honest, this is not the kind of knife I would carry around because it is so small, but it is a really nice piece of work. You can even see on the inside there, like the grinding lines of where the liners were ground down. I mean, it's not a run off a bunch of production machines piece. It has all the hallmarks of handmade. What?
I saw blue bird.
You saw blue bird? That's called a blue jay. It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a really pretty piece, and all of these wood slabs are again sanded, stained, all done by, and it smells good. It smells really good. It comes with a little leather sheath because it has no clip. Ooh, that is nice. You guys know I'm a smeller of things. That has a gorgeous leather smell. And if you doubt the real leather, you can see where the leather tanning and staining stopped in there. So it is real leather that has been, it just smells really good. Hand stitched and everything. It's really nice, soft leather. And let's see how it fits in there. Nice and secure. Now, long-term storage, this is just a word to the wise putting out there. If you're going for like a daily carry, this is cool. Long-term storage, you do not want to store your Damascus in leather because the leather tends to keep moisture around it. That leads to rust. So if you're putting this away for a while, you want to store it outside of your leather sheath. And, you know, Damascus care is you want to keep it wiped down and clean and lightly oiled because the carbon content in the steel obviously is prone to some rust. While this one is small, this is probably their smallest piece. I anticipate, you know, seeing some more stuff from the company, but this is just really well done. It's smooth for such a little guy, you know. Nice solid lock up there. It's got rather a thin liner, but I mean, you're not going to do hard to use stuff with this. Hi, Ethan. I'm getting an Ethan hug as we speak. It's a thin liner, but by design, you know, you might look at it and say like, oh, it's got a pretty late lockup. But when you have a thin lock like that, that late lockup is actually helping you out. You don't want one that's like way over there because it could slip. So we might as well do this now. Let's take a look at the centering, which is perfect. And of course, because we had that nice mid centering, that's not going to go anywhere. Okay. No blade play. And I said centering, I meant lockup, and our centering is still perfect. And rock solid lockup just to where it was. Actually, because of the size of this too, I imagine you can get some pretty good control of that blade. Still too small for me. 100% honest, and you guys know I always have to be honest in my reviews. It's just too small a knife for me to carry around, but it is a beautiful knife. And, you know, I recognize the workmanship in this. Tato escaped the house. Tato just opened the door and came out on his own. So, and it is sharp. It's so hard for me to do paper cuts with a blade this small. But it is sharp. I can't. It is paper cutting sharp. You know, I wonder if I'm even going to have the leverage to do the kind of cut I want to do here on this. It being so small, but let's see. Yeah, not bad. And we'll do a little slice here. Very clean cut with the slice. Nice. Press through. Oh, that one didn't go all the way through, but it's just a little. I mean, little hard for me to work with because it's so tiny. But yeah, you can get pretty good control of the tip there. Look, if you're looking for a fancy little EDC, this could be it. Now the price on this guy is admittedly it's high because you're talking about a completely handmade Damascus steel knife, Damascus bolsters and everything. That's up to you guys to figure out. Now for me, knowing it's handmade and seeing kind of the beauty in the design, I'd probably buy it and it would be a collection queen. I wouldn't carry it. But, you know, there is some value in having a knife this small, especially, you know, places where a large knife is illegal, those kinds of Nazi-esque states, you know, or those, oh wow, I just realized, I don't know if you can see it, wow, the contouring here, you gotta feel it, it almost has like a Coke bottle shape to it. It slims up and then you've got a little swell for your palm, and it actually fits the knuckle area perfect. It's nice. It's really nice. I'm really excited to see what else Forseti Steel has. There are some I'm hoping they're going to send me a sample or two of. There's also a couple that I'm just flat out probably going to buy. I love smelling this because I think they look real, you know, especially after seeing the quality and the detail of the steel on this one. There's a couple that I definitely do want to check out. And they've got some other things on their website too, not just knives. They've got some accessory type pieces. They've got some sharpening gear. They've got some Damascus chopsticks, if that's your thing. You know, check it out and see. But I definitely like this. Reiterating again, not my personal style for carrying, but definitely a well-made piece. Definitely worth owning, you know, if nothing else, as just an art, you know, piece of art as far as knife making goes. Would I trust a production run made in some random factory in Pakistan? No, I would not. But you know, these handmade pieces of Damascus coming out of, you know, an artisan place in Pakistan, yeah. I mean, that's part of the world where this started, and especially coming from a company that has a quality control factor where they'll send a batch back. You know, they only get them in small batches, so they'll send them back if it's not good enough, and they actually give you a USA phone number to call, you know, and a lifetime warranty. That's to me, that kind of stuff matters. You know how I'm all about customer service. So, and the person I was talking to actually didn't try to skirt any of my questions, didn't try to hide the fact that they're made in Pakistan. You know, offered the information up right away when I said, you know, what can you tell me about your brand, where they made, you know, how did you start, all this stuff. I mean, they didn't try to hide that at all. So they must have a good kind of thing going. I understand that there's a certain percentage out there that's just not even going to consider them though because of that. And you know what? Cool beans, you know, whatever. Your choice is your choice. And wow, it's pretty cool. I just love watching the pattern shine. But you know what? That's, you know, like I said, totally your choice, and you got to do what's right for you, your wallet, and your collection. So anyway, cool brand that I hope to see more of in the future. And by the way, somebody's going to ask me about the wood. It's light wood. It's not like balsa. I'm not as good as identifying wood by smell, but it smells nice. It's not, maybe, I don't think it's basswood, but it's not flimsy, and I'm sure you could use the box for storing cool stuff as well as fire starting too. This one will find its way into someone else's hands because I'm not going to carry it, and I think it'd be a shame to just let it sit in a drawer. It should get out and be seen. I'd love to keep it in my collection, you know, but again, I don't think a handmade Damascus knife deserves to just sit in a drawer and that's it. So check out Forseti knives. See what you guys think. Tell me what you think of this little guy right here in the comments. I'd love to know. And hopefully I'll have some other ones by them soon, you know, so we can check out some of their bigger products. They have folders, they have fixed blades, and like I said, some other stuff. I'm really excited to check out that chef's knife though, and get working on a cool project that I actually am doing with the Patreon guys that I want to use it for. So remember guys, you are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon.